Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen with me, King's Ransom. So, last time we watched a billion cutscenes, and we are kind of wandering around our starting town here, our little fishing village that presumably we once called home. We're doing a couple of miscellaneous quests, kind of wandering around. We gotta go share some bad news with
I see a chest of some sort. There, by the cliffs.
Ah, thank you, Rook. So we have Rook our pawn. We're doing some quests. We have to go share some bad news about somebody's brother dying. So that kind of sucks. Rook, who is familiar with this area, he pointed out the chest that was right here. So I'm going to hop down here and grab that. I believe maybe we can get some, Mithridate, some curative plants. Potent greenwarish. That's going to be very good to have. It's a health recovery item. Yeah, and you can see on the right when I pick up an item, a little pop-up telling me what I got. And then also, it'll say that, what my pawns are doing. So you can see there, Rook is picking up some items as well. Pawns are very, very, very handy to have in this game. Especially when you can get them to forage and pick up items on their own. Very handy trait to have. Let's see. There's probably some more houses that we could sneak into. By sneak, I mean just walk into blatantly. Loot for items. I guess I'm not going to spend...
Let's deliver Elvar's message.
Elvar. Elvar is the person whose bad news we're going to share. Yeah, I'm probably not going to spend too much time wandering around doing stuff here. Oh, and you have a quest too.
I'd craft dressings for the wounded, had I the makings. If only I'd known. Cuz I need a favor. Can you fetch the flowers I need from outside the village?
Some
I need
flowers?
the one you see there. And one other sort besides. The more you can find, the better.
Doesn't seem terribly helpful. I need that and that. What were those? We can just look and see though. So she needs some Sunbright and Moonglow. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for those. We're going to run into them more later in the game. For now, here's the guy who we got to talk to.
What? Cortez is found?
Your brother is dead.
I see. Elvar has suffered in this as well. Cortez made his choice. He faced his end with valor and died a man.
Yep, he died valiantly in the claws of the dragon.
Elvar bears no fault in that. He has no cause to
Good to see that he's going to be the better man and, forgive Elvar for something that wasn't his fault in the first place. Not going to bear a grudge. That's good. It's very good.
I am sorry this burden fell upon you. I shall go and put Elvar at ease.
Cool. So that all worked out just fine. We gotta, to finish this quest, we gotta run back and talk to Elvar again and just let him know, hey, it's all good. No ill will. Everyone is happy. Other than Cortez, the dead brother, but everybody who's still alive is happy. I think he's just gonna be right back up here in the church still. Yeah. Awesome.
I thank you, cousin. Pray forgive the trouble my cowardice has placed upon you.
No trouble at all.
Cortez did not trade his life for mine, so I could wallow in idle self-pity.
That is true. You do need to stop pitying yourself.
I live the best I am able, for his sake.
Awesome. See, and we can feel better about ourselves. I've got some experience, got some money. Alright, and with that, I think we've explored around the town enough. I'm satisfied with the equipment I have right now. I do have the ability to cast fireballs. We got a pawn with us, Rook. And our story mission is to take Rook to the encampment out here where they're gathering... Oh, knock it off. They're gathering up soldiers to go fight the dragon. There's like some... They're kind of forming up the militia here or something. So we're going to head over there and see if we can learn some more about the pawns.
To the encampment. This path should see us there.
Okay, and as he pointed out, this path will take us to the encampment that we need to go visit. However, I'm going to explore around here a little bit. Oh, there's a rabbit. We do need to kill a bunch of rabbits for one of our quests, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. They drop a carrot, as befitting of rabbits. So there we go. Rook's going to go ahead and dig up some items here for us as well. Like I said, very, very handy to have them do that, because there's going to be a lot of item hunting in this game.
What's this?
Especially with all the items that we need to, like, once we get into the equipment upgrading system later on, it takes a lot of obscure items to upgrade equipment, and obviously better items, better equipment is going to take rare materials, so... and probably in greater quantities as well. So we're going to have a lot of that to look forward to. Hooray! In the meantime, I'm going to kill a bunch of rabbits. Rabbit pelts. Awesome. I believe I can sell that.
Careful! A goblin!
Goblin. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, Rook is also a mage. So he gets to cast a bunch of spells just like we do. He has a few more spells at his disposal than I do at the moment, I believe. Any other rabbits or anything around here? So he has a fire enchantment spell. Oh, there's some rabbits. There we go. Killed enough rabbits. Done with that quest. Leveled up again. Always, always, always a good thing to happen in this game. So he, like I was saying, he gave us a fire enchantment, since he has that, and then he also has just a normal fireball spell, like what I have. As he pointed out there, goblins do not like fire, so he's going to be very effective, and I'm also going to be very effective against the goblins, which are pretty much, I think they're going to be the only creature that we really run into here. We might encounter like some wolves or something in the near future.
Their kind hates ice and fire both.
But wolves they similarly dislike fire. And by dislike, I mean take a lot of damage from. So here we go, picking up some more items. There's like a ceramic jug and some flasks.
Damn beast!
Ah! There is a traveler there who could probably use our assistance. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this a little bit. Going to try not to kill that traveler. But taking out these goblins shouldn't be that big of an issue. As you can see, we're lighting a lot of these goblins on fire. And when they're on fire, they start panicking and running around and typically don't attack. So that worked out quite well.
That was far too close.
Reynard.
I'm called Reynard, a traveling salesman.
A traveling
Though
salesman.
Those damnable beasts ruined my wares. But thanks to you, it was only wares I lost. I'll consider
Everybody
it
here
all.
has such a cheerful outlook on
Have
life.
my thanks.
Well, I lost all my stuff, but at least I'm still alive. You don't see that in a lot of RPGs. Alright, there we go. Break open these boxes. So our current active quest is the mission to find a bunch of flowers. Oh, also, I'm going to fill up some of my empty flasks at this jar of oil that I'm standing on top of. There we go. Oil will be very handy to have for later when we get into dark areas. Or like when it turns night. Which it's starting to do. Oh, and he killed that goblin for us. It's starting to get dark out. That is something we have to worry about. Daytime and nighttime in this game are pretty distinct. So typically the game is split kind of roughly into thirds, morning, afternoon, and night. Nighttime we're going to see it's going to get dark. We're typically going to have nastier critters. Probably like undead zombies and skeletons and those sorts of things will show up at night. So there's a lot of that to worry about. You do need to keep track of what time of day it is. For now, though, I'm just going to worry about goblins. And leveling up. Leveling up is very important. We don't really have to worry about daytime and nighttime too much right now, because we're in the starting area. It's very early in the game. There's not going to be a lot of really nasty critters yet. So long as I stay... Oh, wrong button. Well, cast a fireball at that rabbit.
What's this?
Ah, I think...
This road is frequented by peddlers.
Yeah, we're getting all of our Sunbright here. So we do have enough Sunbright to take back and turn in for this first part of the quest. I think I might do that. Gonna load up on a bunch more items, though. And it's not quite nighttime yet. I would like to just finish this quest while we're here. Although I don't really know that that's gonna happen. Oh, and I ran myself to the point of exhaustion.
I am here.
So that's another handy thing that Pawns can do. He just kind of came over and lended me a hand briefly, kind of offered me a bit of support. For just a moment, didn't really see much happen, but he restored a chunk of my stamina. So, again, Pawns, pretty darn useful in this game. You know, teamwork, you do all kind of look after each other. It's pretty nice. Alright, here we go.
Wounded need medicine, cousin. Pray bring the flowers for the comp. The mixture calls for... I ask you this favor.
So I'm going to give her my 5 Sunbright.
Ah, brought the rest of them, have you? All that remains is to find some moon glow.
Moon glow. So as you might expect, moon glow is only going to show up at night. And it's just going to be back outside near those trees and whatnot again. So back out we go, and it's still technically daytime, I believe. Sun is still setting, so I don't think we're going to run into any yet. We could pick up any that we find on our way and come turn the quest in at a later date. I'm not too terribly concerned by this.
This path should see us there.
All right. And again, the game does reward exploration and wandering off the beaten path. And killing rabbits. As always rewarded. Look at that. Look at all these rabbit pelts, and we're getting chunks of meat. Fantastic. The game does reward exploration. It's pretty important to explore a lot. It'll be more important. It'll be even more important later. When we start needing materials to craft and upgrade our equipment. Rocks. I am, you know, pardon me, I am just going to pick up every single item that I see because I do want items for selling or for consumption. Berries and apples and fruit, things like that, those are all used for health recovery. As you would imagine, little berries are not going to give a whole heck of a lot of health back. So having a lot of them is a decent way to recover health. They're pretty light. You can carry a bunch of them also without too much trouble. So water here is inhabited by some mysterious, nasty creature or creatures known as the brine. If you go out too deep... Let's see. I don't know exactly when it's... There it is. That's the brine, and if you hang out in that red nasty part for too long, or your pawns, because your pawns like Rook can go get caught by the brine, then you will just die. And that's not good. You don't want that to happen. So that's the game's mechanic for keeping you from leaving the island or continent that we're on. Oh, bird. Oh, and he didn't even drop anything. That's a bummer. Kindling. Alright. And it may not seem like much. Selling rocks and kindling and stuff is not going to get me a whole heck of a lot of money. But, you know, a little bit. Every little bit helps. Everything counts. It all adds up. Especially early on when items are relatively cheap, and I need every little bit that I can get. Aha! Moonglow, with the butterflies around it, so you can tell that that's the nighttime flower. What was that? Fish? Another thing to keep an eye on, so I'm going to check out my inventory here real quick. So we have pumpkins, we have large fish, beast steak, apple, scrag of beast, berry, so on and so on and so on. If you recall, I think in the last video, Rook was picking up some, like some moldy berries. Oh, what's that? Seeker's token. Awesome. He was picking up some moldy berries, and so food can actually go bad in this game. It will typically turn sour or moldy before it actually rots. Like meat will sour before it turns rotten. It's still edible, it's still usable in that state. Just gonna check up here real quick for some more Moonglow. Oh, there's some goblins up there, you can see their torches in the background. Meat is still, and food, vegetables, and fruit, and so on, is still all edible and usable when it's sour, or when it's moldy. Not so much when it turns rotten. Also, it will sell at a very high price, higher than it would normally, when it is starting to sour or turn moldy. So, something to keep in mind. I'm going to let a bunch of this food that I have now turn moldy, so that I can sell it for some extra money here shortly. Probably by the time we finish some stuff in this area. This is the encampment that we needed to reach, by the way. I don't know actually how long it takes for stuff to turn moldy or to turn rotten. So let's all learn together.
We've arrived, Master.
Sure. Alright. And into the fort we go. So this is the wooden fort. We're here mainly to learn a bit about...
If memory serves.
There's some interesting voice speaking to us. We're mainly here to learn about pawns, if we can. But also, you know, we do have the end goal of we need to go kill that dragon. So maybe we should also look for whoever's in charge of the militia here.
Follow me.
Alright. Cutscene, so clearly there's something important here for us. The Rift Stone.
Must be near.
And it's over here. And I believe there's a bunch of stuff we can pick up here too. So that Rift Stone that it zoomed in on, and that Rook was talking about a little bit earlier. That Rift Stone is important. That is our interface for dealing with pawns. For acquiring new pawns. For resummoning our pawn if our pawn ends up dying at some point in the game, which will probably happen. I wouldn't put it past myself to have my pawn die, to let my pawn die. I'm gonna wander around up here and look for any other items or equipment or anything that I can take. Maybe shoot a fireball at these crates. Nothing. Yes, I am a bit of a scavenger. I am going to be hunting these items quite often. Try not to let it get too bad, though.
Looks like part of a journal.
Interesting. We got a journal entry. I'll take a look at that later. And by later, I mean probably right now. Where was that key? 'Tis with heavy heart I leave hearth and home behind, but vengeance must be dealt. The beast what struck the village and stole away my dear Alicia will die by my hand. Interesting. Somebody's seeking vengeance. Seems kind of similar to what we're doing. Our vengeance is for ourselves, though. We want to get our heart back.
A riftstone.
Ah.
Power emanates from within.
Yep, rift stones. Let's check this thing out.
All matter risen. Can you hear our voice? We speak to you from across great distance. The Pawn Legion has awaited you.
The Pawn Legion, again.
Pray, forgive this strange and impersonal greeting.
So we are kind of learning a bit about the pawns after all.
This rift serves as a gate. It connects our kind to your world.
Mission accomplished.
It opens to the Arisen, for they possess a will powerful enough to guide the Legion.
Okay.
If you would claim to be among the Arisen, prove the strength of your resolve.
Yes, I am arisen. I don't really know what that means
Very
yet,
well. Then we shall guide you in your trial.
but sure, let's go ahead and do
If you are
that.
an Arisen in truth, this humble task will prove no obstacle. The Arisen must possess the valor
Okay.
to stand against all threats, and the power to quell them.
Okay.
The tireless spirit of self-improvement grants the strength to lead the Legion. Pray, show it now.
Okay, so we have some sort of task that we need to accomplish. Some dangerous foe that needs to be dealt with. And of course, another cutscene. Oh, and a beast is showing up and attacking. How incredibly convenient. So we're going to go over here and we're going to have a fight with a large, nasty creature. Although it's not that large, not particularly nasty, and it's mostly dead already by the time we get here. But still, decent challenge. So there we have a bunch of goblins and a big old cyclops. Grief, can't even talk. A cyclops. These are some nasty creatures to fight later in the game, especially. For now, you know, first sort of mini-boss the game is kind of introducing us to, again, here. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a fireball at his face. And again, as a mage, I can just kind of sit back here and throw fireballs at him. So not going to be particularly tough. And I did manage to light his face on fire. And I increased my my rank in this vocation, this class. We'll talk about that a bit more later. For now, I'm just going to kind of hang back here and throw fireballs at that giant. Hit him in the arm. Yep, lit his whole arm on fire. That's a really fun mechanic, by the way. I really do enjoy lighting things on fire with my fireballs like this. Get him in the other arm, I guess. He's getting a bit close, though. Yeah. Another fireball to the face. Oh, hey, Mr. Goblin. Oh, boy, that goblin hit me hard. Oh, man. I need to get away from that. Okay, so I'm going to let Rook heal me here. I'll talk about how healing works a little bit in this game. Oh, and it's dead. So his healing spell is, it hits a location. He targets a location with it, drops the healing spell on the ground. The healing spell does not heal all of your health, as you can see, because my health is not full. When you get attacked, it leaves behind kind of a grayish, whitish secondary bar in your health bar. You'll see that it will take more damage at some point, I'm sure. That grayed out health bar is the only part that can be healed with healing spells, and also that is a really creepy looking guy there.
A close scrape, that. Let us return to the some.
Hunk of ore. I think that's all in terms of useful items here. Can I hit Rook? Come back here. Come here. You are going over the cliff.
My consciousness fades.
Ha! And I killed him. Okay, well, he should respawn up near me when I go back into the fort. So, interesting note about pawns. We're going to go ahead and talk about what happens when they start to
I cannot
die.
take much more. Please, help me.
You can see that thing forming above him. That is a portal to suck him back into the rift. If I don't save him within a certain amount of time, he will be reclaimed by the rift and pulled back into it.
As asked.
But if I just walk up to
Set
him and
out
hit the
from here
button,
and we'll be on the path to Grand Soren.
that goes ahead and just restores him, and it puts him at half health, it looks like. Can I seriously not hit you? Okay. Yeah. So once a pawn is sucked into the rift, you have to come back to a rift stone to either resummon them or summon a new one as a replacement. So here we are.
With that, your trial is complete.
Our trial is indeed complete.
You are the arisen in truth, proven beyond any doubt.
Awesome. We are the Arisen. That's good to know, I guess. Still don't really know what an Arisen is.
Now, I bid you select a companion for the journey ahead. They shall serve you and you alone, to share in your hardships and aid you in every endeavor.
Alright. With that, we now get to create another character. So this is where I get to create my own pawn. My main pawn, unique to me, who will be my companion and assist me throughout the rest of the game. I'm going to go ahead and handle this off camera again, just like when I created my own character. And in fact, this is a pretty good place to end the video, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Off camera, I'm going to create my pawn, and then in the next video, we will pick up from there. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.